Hello, everybody. So I am very excited to be doing this video because this is actually, I think, like the fourth time that I've tried filming this video, but something keeps happening like while I'm trying to film it and I'm not able to finish it. So I'm got to go back and start over. So today I'm going to be filming and reviewing and talking about Ralph Lauren Polo Blue EDT. This is actually a bottle of it that I got off of Joma's shop. It was a tester, and I have had no problems with it whatsoever. I think it ended up being a really good product. So let's go ahead and, as we normally do, we'll start with the atomizer. So we're going to do a little spritzy spritz right onto my microphone. Perfect. Now it'll smell good all day. So oh, it does smell nice. So I'm going to go ahead and finish applying this, and we'll talk about first impressions and all that jazz. All right, so right off the bat, it really does smell a lot like what you'd expect from a blue cologne. I know that that is like a term or a classification that's used pretty loosely. Just because something happens to be blue doesn't mean it's always going to smell in a particular fashion, or it can smell in a certain way and it be a completely different color. So that's not the most rigorous classification of fragrances, but in this case, it is kind of what you would expect from a blue. It has a very fresh, aquatic, clean smell to it. But I'd say that at least right off the top notes, like maybe a little bit too clean and fresh to the point of it really almost kind of smelling like I took a bottle of Old Spice and like popped the top and just like, really got in there with it is kind of what I'm experiencing right now. It's not bad. It's not unpleasant. It's a very like nice smell, just very strong. So like I'm getting like cucumber, melon, some citrus, some really kind of what you would expect off of the top notes. Fresh and fruity smells at this point. I'm getting a little bit of like richness from maybe some of the middle or base notes, maybe like a little touch of woodiness, but right now it's mostly being dominated by like cucumber, melon, citrus, and just kind of evoking a sense of like aquatic nature, like looking out over the ocean. Like you can imagine smelling this while you're having that experience. So we will check back in about an hour and see how the smell has developed once maybe the top notes have started to fade away. So I'll check back with you in just a little bit. All right, everybody. So it's been about an hour and a half since I applied Polo Blue. Let's see how it's developing. A lot of those fruity and like cucumber or melon top notes that I was detecting earlier have dissipated. And in their place, getting some nice like herbal floral notes, which is not really what I'd expected, but I also really like. So it does not smell like I'm snorting Old Spice shower gel at this point, which I think is an improvement. It didn't smell bad before, but I think most people don't want to smell like shower gel when they're putting on fragrances. So I think it's developing in a nice way, and I'm really excited to see how it continues to develop as we go into like the 5 to 7 hour kind of mark. So I will check back with you then. All right, so it's been about 5 hours since I applied Polo Blue. Let's see how it's doing. Honestly, I'm having a little bit of a hard time, like, detecting it, but I do believe that that is a little bit of just, like, nose blindness to it because I've had it on for this entire time. If my wife were not working in the office today, I'd be like, "Smell my arm," and she would probably give a little bit of a different determination about the strength and the longevity of it at this point. But with that being said, I can still detect it. It's just a little bit faint. So the things I'm really picking up on at this point, the citrus, of course, is gone at this point. The floral is mostly faded away, maybe just a touch of it. Mostly what's coming through at this point is more of like those really deep bass notes, like uh, like a woody element that I can't quite put my finger on, and like a little bit of like a musky smell, in a nice way. I do enjoy those like really kind of more deeper bass notes. They're like earthy or musky, or like amber, something like that. I do enjoy those. So I think it is nice when a fragrance finishes off with those really kind of rich notes. And those ones also happen to last the longest, generally speaking. So yeah, at this point, I would no longer describe it as like aquatic or something like that. It does not evoke the images of, being on a boat in the ocean or standing on the seashore or something like that, which is what they probably like you to believe, but it is still nice. I do like it. So if you are interested in trying this yourself and you want to get a bottle of it, let's go ahead and talk about where you can do that and where you can do it for the best price. Because that's honestly a big part of it for me is like the price. So let's get to that. So Polo Blue does their bottle sizes a little bit differently than some other manufacturers. They have it in a 4.2-ounce bottle, which I believe works out to be like 125 milliliters, which is kind of different from many places do like 100 milliliter bottles, which is 3.4 ounces. But that's not the biggest deal in the world. And people that have seen my videos before know I'm a huge fan of Sam's Club and Costco for fragrances. And Sam's Club does actually sell this one in the 125 milliliter bottle for $64.98. So that is a pretty good price per ounce if you're just kind of looking for a good fragrance in a good quantity at a good price. So I'm never going to say no to Sam's Club and be like, you shouldn't buy it at Sam's Club if they have it. Well, probably not. I mean, I guess I shouldn't say never, but in this case, let's keep on looking to see what other options are available. Ralph Lauren actually sells a number of different sizes of bottles that are a little bit interesting. They have that same 125 milliliter bottle for $116, but they also have a 150 milliliter refill bottle for $98. So if you happen to already have a bottle, then it would be cheaper to just buy a refill and then just refill that instead of like a new bottle with an atomizer and all that stuff. So depending on what your preferences are, that could be a decent option. But let's keep on looking too. All right, so people that have seen my videos before know that I'm a fan of Joma Shop. I even got this bottle from Joma Shop. But looking at Joma Shop right now for this fragrance, it's freaking me out a little bit because the bottle that we've been looking at, this 125 milliliter, 4.2 ounce bottle, is currently $47.95, and which that's a good price for it. But then they also have like smaller bottles that cost considerably more, which makes me wonder like, well, what's wrong with this bigger bottle if they're charging less for it than a smaller bottle? Like I get if you buy a bigger bottle and you're paying less per ounce, but like the actual container size is more expensive for the smaller bottles, which just, I don't know, it's weird, it freaks me out a little bit, makes me wonder, well, what's wrong with the bigger bottles? But that being said, I got mine from Joma Shop and I like it and I think it's great. So it's probably fine. It's just, I'd say a little unusual. So Joma Shop could be a good option for you. So usually at this point in my videos, I offer like here's my recommendation for the best place to get it. And I'm a little bit split in this case. If I really, really had to pick a single place where I'm like, this is the one that I think you should get, I'd probably say Sam's Club, just primarily because of the return policy. I think it's a good price. I feel like it's kind of a good middle ground between the manufacturer and say Joma Shop, because right now Joma Shop's just freaking me out a bit. Even the manufacturer price is not bad. It's you get like a bigger bottle. If you have the refill, you can get a bigger bottle for like $98, 150 milliliter. So you know, if you already have a bottle or you have something you can decant it into, that's still not a terrible price for this fragrance. So just kind of middle of the road choice, I'd probably say Sam's Club, but any of them could be a really good choice for you depending on what you maybe already have or kind of what your risk tolerance is for, you know, some maybe the stuff from Joma Shop is a little bit wonky right now. But yeah, so I hope that you liked this video. And if you did, please, you know, like and subscribe and all that stuff. It makes me feel good. It helps me want to keep on making these videos to educate, inform, and hopefully entertain a little bit. So yeah, I hope you have a great day.